Hey, y'all, grace and peace. Y'all saw the thumbnail. You saw the title. So you know what? We're back. Hopefully you all had a great Wednesday. It's been a pretty eventful week. I think it's fair to say this week has been pretty eventful. And we're going to hopefully end on a good note, really end the week because we still got a lot to do tomorrow. Hopefully you guys have some good plans for Thanksgiving and the such like that. So I got some good plans. Hopefully you have some good plans. We'll have a chance to talk about that as well. I'm waiting for my guest to come in. But before we get too far afield, I want to hear, what did y'all think so far about the fact that this trial is going to probably be over by this time next week? What are your thoughts on that? Like, did you think it was going to get this far? Did you think it was going to end this quickly? What did you think? So I'm checking you out in the chat. Feel free to add your commentary. I will gladly bring it up, and we'll just chat it up for a hot second while my guest gets situated and back in. What's going on? She said it's been stressful. It's been stressful up in here. I got you. For sure, for sure. There have been a lot of theatrics. No question about it. No question. Now, I do want to say this real quick to Big Blue Lady. Now, when you're on Dear World Christian now, the only person that you can have could be your boo has got to be DWC. You cannot be over here showing no extra love to this guy. You can't be doing that. He can't be getting his own fan club over here, not at the DWC. Sir, how are you doing?
I'm a lover. That's why I don't have a fan club. I show love. I'm a lover. That's why they want the man that loves, not the man that shoves. You know. How you feeling?
Shots fired. Shots fired. Oh my goodness.
Nah, not in the slightest. Not in the slightest.
Not in the slightest. Man, ladies and gentlemen, we got Ceddy Nash in the building tonight.
Oh man.
Man.
All this tough. All this tough.
Now, just in case somebody's been living under a rock or under Adrian Love's squeaky chair and they don't know who you are, do you mind telling everybody who you are?
Sure. In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage no mere veneer vanity is a vestige of the vox populi. Now let me not do that. Ceddy Nash, man, I was doing it. If y'all see V for Vendetta, I got that whole entire speech down pat. So that's what that was. Yeah, I'm just a YouTube guy, man. I cover a lot of trials. I have very strong opinions that gravitate people. And the best part about my opinions is you can have your opinion, whether you agree or disagree, drop your opinion. And we do that. And some people come for free money and free Xbox and PlayStations and things of that nature. So
wait, we're giving out money tonight?
Tomorrow night.
Oh, tomorrow night. Okay.
Tomorrow night, we're so thankful for life and thankful for breath and thankful to see another year and these holidays that people still need cheer. I don't care who the president is. I don't care who your governor is, who your mayor is, who your city councilman is. We all can use a hand, you know?
Absolutely. I agree. So, that I can agree with for sure.
Now, go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead, my friend.
No. I was just saying, I don't ever want to be blessed and not bless others. So that's more so my lane. I was that cousin where if you ask them for a piece of the candy and I just cracked it open, you probably gonna get 60% of the candy because I always feel like, you know what, I'll eat a little less so you can enjoy it a little more. That's always just been the type of person I've been.
I love it, man. Well, thank you, man. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for tapping in with us tonight. We want to talk a little bit about this little small trial that's been going on here in Georgia. Not a real big deal. You might not even have heard of it, maybe even possibly, you know, this YSL trial. And
Yves Saint Laurent, that thing, right?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. That's like, wasn't that a cologne back in the day? I'm pretty certain it was.
It's still going on, man. What you mean?
Still popping?
Yeah. Once I get a little bit more money, I'm gonna stop going to Bath and Beyond and all of that, Bath Body Works, and start, going there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No more Walmart. Going straight to Target.
Whoa. Well, I'm still at Big Lots, so it's all good, man. Big Lots. Shout out to Big Lots. All right. So Dr. Nash, here we go.
No, just the hood lawyer. Just the hood lawyer, sir. Just the hood lawyer. I don't want that doctorate yet. No.
Hood Esquire. Sir.
Yes, sir.
Please give me your overall 60,000 foot view discussion on this trial. Most of us have been watching it since I know people have been watching since day one.
Me.
Definitely since I plead the fifth. A lot of people tapped in on I plead the fifth day, but give me your overall perception of this trial.
If we run it back to the beginning, right? The things that the state said
For sure.
about Mr. Jeffrey Williams and his Mario band of guys from a neighborhood and hybrid gangs and people out of Mechanicsville, that these guys were responsible for between 60 to 80% of all violent crime in Fulton County.
Yes.
And 50, big 50, 50 unalivings.
Wow.
Then, after the propaganda, we got the indictment. And we read the indictment, and we didn't see them 50 bodies.
We barely saw 4. Right.
We barely saw 4. And here's the big spinner. One of the guys is so violent that he was so tough that he just up and fired on a police officer without any hesitation and no reason. So what happens is the opening statement is so grand and it's so amazing that you would have thought they had a smoking gun, written text messages, and songs that could direct you as though you were a blind mouse and listening to the music. And the music would guide you to multiple crimes and multiple crimes and multiple violent crimes and money laundering and all of these things with so many narcotics that Thug was never coming home. He was looking at a life sentence.
Plus.
And then we start getting questions. Well,
a lot of questions.
Gunna didn't grow up with Jeffrey Williams, and he's YSL, but he's not wearing a bunch of red and stuff. Oh, he's a part of the hybrid part. All right.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
On something. So what ends up happening is there are deals given now. But if you recall, Miss Fani Willis said that there will be no deals, that if you come to Fulton County and you commit crime, she will get on your bumper like we are in Manhattan traffic. And it's going down like the Titanic. But we see a guy named Walter Murphy sign a deal. Said YSL is a gang. Then we've seen Sergio Kitchens, aka Gunna, sign a deal. And then deals and deals and deals start happening. Some of these deals were so auspicious for the state that a guy even came on there and said, my mother was actually on her deathbed. And that's why I signed it. So there's one of those. And then he ends up going to jail for about 5 years, really about 3, or prison. Right. And we had a guy that was kind of shaky, but that was after the blunder that happened that sent 4 people home. And one guy basically said, if you can beat your charges on your appeal, you can go home too. Yeah. And half the other defendants were severed from the case. And for the longest running. Now, we had so many fireworks that we had a guy who was an admitted liar, even told the judge I'm a liar. The judge even agreed that he's a liar. He just said, don't tell a big whopper. You know, I eat at McDonald's. Yeah, I'm a McDonald's kind of guy due to my physique.
Let me ask you a question though. Are you like the sheriff in Atlanta? I'm sorry, in Cobb County that likes his Whopper with mayonnaise, hold the mayonnaise cut in half?
As a member of the fast food society, the M, the B, the J, and everything else.
Yeah, you'll plead the 5th.
No, I want to plead for his esophagus. Or like we say in Mississippi, esophaguses. I would like to plead with his esophaguses and say, if you don't stop, your cholesterol's going to be higher than what Lou Rawls used to look like on stage. You'll never find as long as you live. Yeah, that kind of stuff. What the hell, man? I felt bad as a person who takes pleasure in eating fast food to know that you would mix that amount of grease with that amount of mayonnaise and you want to jail somebody behind it. Now, I believe in divine intervention, don't you? Well, there is, I'll say this. There is a stigma about Cobb that says you take that exit coming up and don't go to Cobb. I will say that. Really? That stigma does stand in with him. So I can admit that part. Cobb does have a stigma of you don't mess around in Cobb County. Am I accurate or inaccurate?
I'm going to say inaccurate. I've lived in Cobb County for 20 plus years. And
I lived in Austell.
I live right here in Cobb County. I live down the street around the corner from Cobb County Courthouse. So I'm right here. I don't see these problems that people say. I've had just as many interactions in Atlanta proper as I have had here in Fulton, in Cobb County. And I live here. So my kids are here. My wife is here. We drive around all the time. I don't see these problems that people say. Now, I do understand you can perceive something. I talk to brothers all the time, and they're like, "Oh, you live in Cobb County," and they get eyes get as big as saucers and stuff like that. And I'm like, you can create that ambiance. You can create that story in your mind. I'm not saying that it's not reality in your mind, but I don't see that problem. I mean, literally, say you welcome to come up here. I'll drive you around my normal haunt, and you'll be like, "Yeah, Jason be right there in it." I drive past 2 or 3 police stations a day, fire stations, the whole gambit. I don't see these problems, but that's wrong for another day.
So I lived in Cobb as well at an actual place called The Cobb. So just the exit right after Six Flags, and you make that left right there. And there's a gas station, and then you make that right there into the Cobb. To the left of us, like most of Atlanta, there's a Wendy's right there.
No question about it.
Yeah. No, I lived in Cobb County. I can say I definitely made sure that my seatbelt was on, and I pre-checked my car every time. There was police everywhere, but I stayed in a nice condo that didn't cost that much. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Now, all right. So I think both of us had some pretty passionate views concerning this trial. Now, people may or may not know, especially if you're new to Brother Nash. Brother Nash, you have a finger on the pulse of the hip hop community. Is that fair?
That's fair to say.
I want to talk about rap music on trial. I'm sorry. That has been so bothersome to me as it relates to how it was used. And Doug brought the book up, Rap on Trial. I picked up the book Rap on Trial, and I've read it, and I'm waiting for a couple other people to finish it so we can do like a book review of it, because it's very eye-opening to the problems that we see in this case today. There's a lot of bias that is completely it makes no sense. Like, yo, you wouldn't do this in any other situation. But I do want to hear, what are your thoughts as it relates to some of the lyrics? And we can even throw in social media and the such like that. What are your thoughts concerning that?
Thank God it didn't play such a massive role.
Okay.
The way in which it was presented, it seemed as though this was going to be one of those things where we sit back and we can recall certain times and places that we were at, and we go watch the Lifestyle song and watch the Ascension of Jeffrey Williams, and then look at that and go, that's a big old gang meeting. Okay. Then we look at people who imitate what success is for people that look just like them. Okay. If you grew up in a house full of doctors, subconsciously you're going to believe that you can be a doctor. It's just what the image and illustration is painting of you. Son of a preacher type of thing ends up being a preacher. You see what I'm saying? So often your path is paved before you even hit the pavement.
I like it. I like the way you said that.
And so what we're seeing with this quote unquote rap on trial, it predates and it goes back all the way to Dolores Tucker and FBI. Okay. I don't know if that's in the book or anything like that, but because I can recall the NWA and all of this stuff and everything like that, and being from two heavy cities, one smaller than the other and one bigger than the other. So I have the privilege of being able to represent Sacramento, California, as well as Los Angeles, California. You have a rapper that's by the name of X-Rated, and they used his lyrics and used the image that he had of a firearm that was on his album cover, and subsequently sentenced him to life based off of a testimony of somebody who was not supposed to give a testimony. And that rap album that he had screwed him over for almost 30 years of his life. Then guilty with that, then you have massive fines and suppression of freedom of speech with the NWA and being chased around and thrown in jail behind lyrics that are essentially hedonistic, should we say, rebellious at the maximum, but spotlight. I liken it to where we had Jack the Ripper. The bad part about the whole entire Jack the Ripper part was Jack the Ripper was doing all of this stuff where poverty was lower than poverty. And because of the individuals that were affected, though they were licentious acts that were being paid for, because I'm trying to make sure I don't say any like very bad cuss words and give people a couple vocabulary words for the day. That people were paying for certain things, and these women were the creepers of the night, if you will.
For sure.
For a little bit of currency. And what ends up happening is it actually makes people start to pay attention. And with the media coming down and looking at it, you start looking at certain things and you start realizing, hold on, a lot of this stuff is by design. The problem with a lot of this stuff is that we are taking those who are outsiders, though pigment may be the same, but experiences and education are so entirely split that I'm from Mars and you're all the way from Neptune.
The weather's here is nice this time of year.
That's what I hear. So to wrap that up, essentially, it's sad because are there certain parts and certain people who rap songs that absolutely committed crimes? 100%. 100%. But when you put on a song and you essentially lie, it's insane. There were two rappers, one still there right now, and the other one went home because somebody couldn't shut up, named Jeffrey Williams, who said, I got bodies on bodies and I didn't have nothing to do with that body, but I paid for that body. But you never have a financial transaction that says that he even bailed somebody out of jail.
Right.
So you didn't even catch a body, let alone bail anybody out of jail. Then you have somebody who say, I beat M charge.
Yep.
But he's literally on trial right now for two of them. So what freaking charge did he beat?
See, and that's the part that I think because I feel like, let me back up. During the pretrial motions, Doug Weinstein was arguing about, and they brought in some expert. It was funny. They brought in a guy that looked like an accountant to be an expert on rap lyrics. And it was the optics were horrible, but they both were arguing about, Johnny Cash and Bob Marley and all these kind of things like that. And the thing is, just like you said right here, there was no correlation. The lyrics didn't draw, there was no straight line or through line from the lyric to an actual crime. So like going back with Bob Marley, the sheriff was fine and the deputy was fine too. So him singing about it really was a moot point. So that's why that would never been brought up. But in this one, it was like more akin to, we want to say that we're trying to show that this gentleman is a particular type of person that deletes people and such like that. So because he said something akin to it in a lyric, then we're going to use that. I would highly encourage people to go back and listen to the pretrial motions. I actually have a whole playlist on my channel. It gives you a really clear understanding of why they think like this. And even to the point of the accountant for the state literally argues that if Jason, a rapper, says something and Ceddy Nash like, man, that was fired. Let me put that in my tweet, or let me put that in my Instagram post, something that DJ Dear Woke Christian said. You're now accountable if I did a crime. So let's say I was actually talking about a crime that I did. Well, you can go to jail. Like literally the accountant argued that Ceddy Nash as a fan, Ceddy Nash as somebody who appreciates my lyrical skills could go to jail because of the crime that I'm singing about. That is a lap too far. And so I just want to hear your thoughts on it. But yeah, that's how we got here, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, to be fair, really how we got here was the brazenness of social media when people started kind of behaving irrationally with feelings because of things that were happening to them. So that added with the thing that happened to Briss, that's when, like, I knew about the RICO a week before it even happened.
Yes.
But a lot of people in Atlanta knew about the RICO before it was happening. That's why it threw me off. But I'm like, dang, y'all had all this stuff in there. But then again, you see how all of those firearms and all that stuff just magically just disappeared.
Sure enough.
It's just amazing how the law works when it's applied appropriately, when you have financial institutions that can pay you a lot of money to give you a backbone in there. But that's another question for another day.
I like it. I like it. So, and we could talk literally for 2 days about rap lyrics and how they're being misused and such like that. But I just want to ask a simple question. Do you think most of this trial would have been, or rather, how far do you think this trial would have went if these brothers were not on social media? Good gracious, man. How much of this trial would have existed if they weren't on social media?
I think we would have wrapped this up probably about 3 months ago.
I don't think we would have got that far. I'll be honest with you.
Well, you do have the freaking phone calls that were tapped to, and then you do have actual crimes that they try to string along together. And we just found out that it just has to 4 years, and then this one has to match for 4 years, and that's how we intertwine this, and that's how we defeat the statute of limitations right there. We just found that out, and that was insane that we didn't even get that in the beginning.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I pay attention a lot because I got a big head, so I just have to push out some information and then intake more. So it's only like 3 terabytes, but it's good enough.
Hey, bro, you getting stuff done, man. You getting stuff done with that. I like it. All right,
Thank
so
you.
all right, let's get to it. So first of all, I don't know how this trial got on a speed run because it was on the lazy river for a long time. And then like on October 31st, somehow or another, they got an express lane with a full tank of gas, and it said, we're gonna get there. This thing picked up real fast. And now we are looking at the conclusion of this trial, probably on Monday, if not Tuesday. What do you think's gonna happen? Or
I
go
think if
ahead.
they go till Tuesday, I think Shannon and Diamante both walk. I don't believe in like premonitions and all that stuff and everything. I'm not one of those guys, but I will tell you wholeheartedly, for some odd reason, and I don't even logically believe this. I keep on seeing Shannon walking out with 0 charges, beat them all. I don't know why, even though I personally believe they've strung enough and thrown enough wet napkins at the wall to make it stick that they're going to get him with a RICO, and hopefully they can figure out a way to commute it to time served and give him like 15 years probation, even though I got to talk to a couple of lawyers and see if that's even possible, because I don't even know if that's possible. Or he'll do a year in the penitentiary and she'll just basically do it that way. And the time served that he has will basically do that. But as far as how I see it right now, Diamante Kendrick's going home. He'll be able to do Christmas. I don't think he has any kids because I never heard his mom in the courtroom say, my grandbabies. He has a lovely girlfriend. She's cool. Other than that, I just think if it goes to Tuesday, they beat it. If it goes till Monday, there's going to be a RICO, and that's the charge that they're going to get Mr. Jackson for. But as far as the 2 families that are paraded around there as though they care, the state in particular, what a travesty to emotions.
Oh, yeah.
What a travesty to logic. And at max, for all the power that they have and all the technology of cell phone towers and LPRs and cameras and all this stuff, you're telling me that everywhere in America, we literally have a bunch of people walk in, turn around, and we have people sit behind a black screen and they say, which one of these guys might have done it? You telling me all 3 of those cars weren't all suspect? That y'all just zoomed in directly on, she even said out of her mouth, how can we have known where that car? Are you serious? Y'all just said, but
Uh,
I'm listening.
no, I agree with you. There's a lot of problems. You know what? Because you've discussed several court cases. Rate for me the state. Rate them.
You know, we do grades.
That's fine. Grade them. I like that.
I will say at the maximum I can give a D plus. And I had to give them a D plus because they pulled it off. Their whole entire goal was this. Let me bring in people and then paint an illustration as best I can and figure out a way to say, I win. Right?
I got you.
And the win part is everybody who's been on the trial so far has been convicted. Anybody who has anything with anything, they all been convicted and they all taking deals. Your man Marquavius Huey, he was not a convicted felon. Jeffrey Williams was not a convicted felon. So all of these things do exist. Sergio Kitchens was not a convicted felon.
Fair.
So you just turned a couple of people into felons. Hang your hat on it. Hey, I would want. But that's the spin that she's going to give of the amount of notoriety that has just happened. I believe Glanville is leaving next month anyways. I think he's not running for re-election. So I believe.
Rightly so.
He's done a lot of good. I think the problem with it is he's lost his wheels at the end. He's like the grandpa who comes in with half his shirt open and sagging like he's somebody from the 90s and just don't give a gosh darn. Just don't care. And I think his ego took over even more because this was supposed to be Glanville's moment as well.
For sure. I agree. I've said that.
And it's 100% made sure that Paige Reese Whitaker, no matter what happens, I would not run up against her. Whoever runs up against Paige Reese Whitaker for her spot will be blown out the water. Because it seems as though she's saved everybody. I don't want to compare the food stamps for black and white people, but pretty much she done turned into food stamps because she said, I'm trying to help the state while sending Jeffrey Williams home.
That's what you did. Let me give my rating. I like to give bow ties as my rating. I'm going to give them 2 bow ties. And the only reason I give them 2 bow ties is because I believe.
What's the highest? Hold on, wait. What's the highest amount of bow ties? 5?
5. Yep.
Okay.
So, but Paige Whitaker is the unindicted or unrecognized member of the state because she helped him out a whole lot. She helped him out a lot. And I said this early on that she said by hook or by crook, I'm going to get this case across the finish line. She didn't care. And now if she is selected for the Georgia State Supreme Court, who's going to argue about it? I mean, she brought the worst case, she literally unsunk the Titanic in the middle of the Atlantic and brought it into harbor. You got to give her that. So that's the only reason I give them 2 is because Paige Reese Whitaker helped them. Adrian Love, Simone Hilton, Abati, and Atkins, 0.0 stars. They were horrible, in my opinion. And I'll explain a little bit more why. But Paige really, in my opinion, rescued this team. Now, the reason I can't rock with the state, and not just because I disagreed with their argument, but I don't believe that they actually were committed to this case and they really believed in what they were doing. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a former classroom teacher. And so I tell people all the time, being a classroom teacher, you really have to know you could have a well-oiled, well-planned out day. And a 6-year-old comes in and regurgitates all over your classroom. And guess what? You still got to teach those other 17 while your room is getting cleaned, while you're trying to fumigate your room and figure out what in the world is that smell and all this kind of stuff. You still got to teach. And to me, Simone Hilton, Adrian Love, they have no clue how to work within, how to move when things don't go exactly the way that you want them to go. Let's go back to Simone. Let's go back to Adrian Love reading all the interrogation video from that big old thick binder. Remember, she was going down line upon line upon line, and even Paige was like, "Hey, wait, are you reading the whole thing? Like, baby, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? You should be smarter than that." And in my opinion, they did not demonstrate or come across like they were committed to, like they believed that these men were really guilty and that they wanted to give the best evidence possible. As you said before, they just gonna run. Remember the day they had like 19 witnesses come through and nobody really said anything new? It was like all of Atlanta PD, Zone 3 came through to testify that day. It was crazy. But for what? What was the purpose of that? There was no real purpose. I'm sorry.
To be fair, the purpose is this: you want every angle because you have to still paint the illustration. What did this officer see and what did this officer see? And I'll give you a prime example, not to give kudos to the state or anybody, but remember one of the very first crimes that we seen with Adrian Bean, the other guy, Jeffrey Williams, supposed to be in there, and DK and Adrian Bean was driving. Well, 2 officers seen 3 people. Other 2 officers seen 4. So I can understand that, but just based off pure law, you kind of want to see it all there because you don't know what the other person's seen. It's like seeing if, well, how can I say? Lay down. Lay down, girl. You're doing the most. It's like when you're watching a sports game and you don't want it to be just one referee. You typically want about 4 because you want all of those angles, and then you want them to confer with each other to make sure we all seeing the same thing. And that's essentially what they were doing so that the story doesn't change. That's the thing that it's supposed to do. Now, if we both give the same account and all of that stuff, realistically, nothing else is really going to change. You can depose a couple of cops, both of y'all can sit down, and that was the power of the speedy trial, is that you weren't allowed to basically sit on your side of the table. I sit on my side of the table. We deposed a couple of officers. We realized they're both saying the same thing. We can send one guy the other way.
Facts.
And you're typically going to want the one with the seniority because he's costing the most. So you might as well pull him off the street because he ain't hopping out and running out the car and chasing nobody down. I done dealt with enough cops. If I see some gray, I can get away.
You see some gray and get away.
Yes, sir.
I agree with that. And my point was, there are so many instances where you see that the state did not prepare their witness. They didn't communicate with them. They didn't do that due diligence of saying, hey, we got 4 cops. They all are saying relatively the same thing. You know, paper, rock, scissors, who wants to come to one Charlie and testify? None of that. They just say, okay, all of y'all come and just speed run y'all through there. And I don't think that they were committed to bringing justice for these quote unquote 50 families or 50 bodies that allegedly they're accusing these men of having been responsible for. It just seemed like we're just trying to we're literally just clocking in day upon day upon day. And with that being the case, that clocking in, I think, comes across as not being genuine. It comes across as not being really committed to seeing this. And then you see a lot of the foibles and the missteps. And you got to, it's easy to be like, this team is not trying to win. This team is just trying to bully their way through or brute force their way into a victory. Nah, I'm going to roll with the guys that maybe they did do it. But you know what? Their lawyers are committed to them. And those are the people I'm going to rock with. That's what I feel like happened. But go ahead.
No, I can second that. One of the worst things that happened too is the head guy and the second guy had some pretty interesting names. Young Thug and Gunner. Wow. Pardon me, Gunna.
Gunna.
If that don't scream I did it, then I don't know what would, but that's just me.
No, I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Now, okay, are you willing to take a question or two? Hopefully
I'll take 10, 20, 30, 40. It doesn't matter. This is your show, man.
All right. Here it comes, man.
What do you think about the cough Caleb Bumpus situation? I mean, she's a married woman. How can I say this in a neutral way? We don't know what they know. We don't know how long, like, she's from Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And if you watch her channel, she said she knew a lot of these people any doggone way. So maybe like a bunch of guys who are locked up, they able to spit game better than both of us ever could, because I don't know how they pull that stuff off. But honestly, maybe he's a changed man. He has some grandiose plans and they have some things set up, and she has kids, he has kids. Maybe they can Partridge Family or Brady Bunch it out. I don't know. I wish them well, but honestly, to be fair, like, all
Do you
right.
think do you think it was a problem? Do you think it's going to cause or would have caused a problem in the trial at all?
No, because the main thing is this: she didn't represent him,
Right.
and majority of his testimony really didn't. She was only there for like 2-3 days. It's not like she was Melnick the whole entire way. Now, if she was the lawyer for the long haul with him, then absolutely.
Mhm.
But because she only came in on a whim, I can't really give any, you know what I'm saying? I can't give any pause to it because at the end of the day, she said her and Melnick done this plenty of times. So when you're a lawyer, you do have to learn to have some people have your back and you fill in when they can't, and when you can't, they do. So other than that, her being married, I mean, hell, my parents was married when they conceived me. I still don't know how that happened. So shoot, more power to more power to him, man. I don't know. Like I don't know. I
I
don't
got
know.
you.
Maybe I need to go to jail to get married or something. I don't know.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
I
Don't
don't
do it.
know, man. It seemed like they get the pick of the litter, man. But shout out to them. But honestly, to really say anything about it, I don't. What am I supposed to say? Like, I don't get it. Like,
No, I think a lot of people just it's the same thing, in my opinion, the same thing as the watch. The watch has become its own meme. Like there's at least 10 questions. Matter of fact, here's one right here about the watch. And you know what? I do think that I think they robbed Jeffrey Williams. I do think they arrested him to rob him. And
how
so the
did
question,
Viverito get away from chain of custody after entering and watching the evidence, let family in before evidence collectors in is a broken chain of custody? You are 100% right. And you know what's funny is a couple of months ago, Atlanta PD updated their collection policies. And there was, and I just freaking watched this today. One of the cops that was on there basically said, if we see it, we bag it and tag it. And I'm being very succinct with what I'm saying. But yeah, they stole that watch. I think they thought that Young Thuggin' was done, and this part just did not matter. I've been robbed by SAC PD and LAPD, so I know for a fact that cops are human
right.
and got sticky, greedy fingers. We had the Rampart division in LA, so that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I agree with you 100%. I think that's what probably happened. Like, oh, he ain't coming back for this. He ain't gonna need this where he going. He gonna get 100,000 million years in jail. Let me go ahead and take this off his hands.
Right.
DWC and Ceddy. How many times was a motion for mistrial called? All right. My understanding was 57 times.
That's what I heard, 57 to 60 times.
Yeah. Now if somebody wants to make me a hot take montage of all the times they asked for mistrial, I'm not telling you that I appreciate it, but I will definitely play it. But yeah, it's definitely less than 100, but more than 55. But yeah, there's a lot, man. That's craziness. Do you think that she should have called mistrial? Do you think any of them were valid or
Nah,
just
I didn't think the last one that she basically I think she wanted to. I think she kind of wanted to do that personally, because if you remember when she got on the case for 2 days, she told them, "I should probably go in there and hammer out some plea deals before we continue on."
she did say that? That's fair.
And then a week in, she says the same doggone thing, and she did not know how far in over her head she was. She just had this whole entire thing. 3 breaks. We're gonna get it at whatever time o'clock, 9 o'clock sharp, and all that stuff. And as it started to go down, yeah, darling. No, darling, that ain't how this ship goes, nor does it sail this way. The winds do not go wherever you think it's gonna go.
Nah.
So, nah. So yeah, right.
So yeah, I'm with you. I think there was definitely some valid one. Now there were some that I don't think were valid at all. Um, but there were some I feel like they had some validity to them. Let's just say that validity.
Which
They,
one?
um, The ex parte, I think, was a valid ask for mistrial. I mean,
I disagree.
y'all done shoved the man's arm behind his back and said, "Hey, as long as you don't tell no whoppers, we good to go," and gave false. I think that was a good reason. Um, the I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head because I didn't have them written down or planned.
I
Now,
don't think the ex parte one really was, because even the Supreme Court and another judge said the ex parte was cool, and they have no dog in the fight per
that's
se.
fair.
Like, Lanville was kicked off the case basically for being emotional, for not reading the room. Like, bro, you cannot be the one that say I did nothing wrong, and then they lay it out on why you're wrong, and you're supposed to pass it up to another judge, and you say, you know what? No, I'm not going to do it.
I agree. Yeah. Okay.
But optically, and how people became so infatuated with Mr. Kenneth Xavier Copeland, I get it. I understand, because the way in which he was able to articulate the storage of human flesh in a place called Rice Street.
Right
It's
street.
just, yeah, in a place called Rice Street. It definitely made you go from sympathy to empathy. I can say that.
I can dig it. Matter of fact, Rice Street is in the chat, man. So you gotta put some respect on his name. I
No.
can't see him, but Rice Street is in the chat somewhere.
Is he
Yeah.
represented for Fulton County jails?
Yeah. Where is he?
If
Rice
he's represented for Fulton County jails, I can't put no respect on that. I don't
There's
even
there's Rice
respect
Street right there.
Sheriff Labatt.
Hey, there's
How does
Rice
Shannon
Street.
and Woody coincide after Shannon is released? Stay away from each other.
Right. I would stay away from each other.
I don't. You got kids, bro. You just missed out 3 years on your kids. And God has granted you an ability to live your life. If you screw this over, then we're all going to look at you and throw tomatoes.
For sure.
I mean, I already said this. I think Woody going to end up turning into a pastor.
I'm gonna disagree. Well, let me. Nah, well, and you might not know this. I am a deacon, and I'm very passionate about the church. So if you want to get me up in a tizzy, just say, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go start a church." I'm gonna have a problem with you. I think Woody could do some very good things, but Woody himself, as an individual, needs to go sit down and be taught and discipled and get as far away as the East is from the West from his previous lifestyle. And it's not just I'm choosing a profession or I'm picking up a cup or I want to pick a baseball cap. It is a calling that is far greater than just, you know what, I'm pretty good at speaking and I got a good message. That is not the reason. I tell people, if you want to be a school teacher, a lot of people, if you talk to previous people before they become school teachers, they usually say, I want to become a teacher because I'm good with children. That is the absolute worst reason to become a teacher, because, or I like children. I said, because I guarantee you on day one, you will no longer like children. And now you're going to have to really dig in deep. Why in the world did I choose this profession? So I think Woody has a lot of potential, but I'm going to disagree with that part, but that's me.
Do you believe a father or a father figure can mentor a man into being just like him?
It's very possible.
Okay. When Woody had spoke before and he talked about being in prison and being in the feds, he talked about the one man that came and saw him.
Mm-hmm. His pastor.
And his pastor.
Yep.
Regardless of all the shenanigans that Woody has been doing, he's shown up to church every single Sunday.
Matter of fact, I just saw him actually speaking to the youth at his church, at the church that he's been going to. I saw a video of it. All I'm saying is, please understand, being a pastor, and this is from a deacon, there's a lot more than just what you do on Sunday. There's a lot more. And therefore, just like being a dad, just like being any other role that you fill, there's a lot more to it that people don't see. And so, that being the case, I'm going to say again, I'm not saying that he can't be a member of a church. I'm not saying that he can't even be, dare I say, a Sunday school teacher or something of that nature. But there's a leadership role and position that I don't think Woody should ever touch with a 10-foot pole. He should strive and try to be. And please keep in mind, just because you have a good story and you have a good way of communicating your ideas, that does not necessarily mean that you need to be in the sacred box on a Sunday or Thursday night Bible study, teaching and preaching from the box. You can do a lot of good, really a lot of good can be done as a lay member, because just like you said, imagine, so I'm Pastor Jason and you're just lay member Ceddy. Now I can't reach out. Now you can actually get in the cut with somebody and walk with them on a regular day-to-day basis and see them go from and see them move from one position to another position in their life. Whereas I probably don't have that same, exact story going on in my life as a pastor, because I'm taking care of the whole congregation. But you as lay member Ceddy, you are able to do things that I would not be able to do. Is that fair? I think I see you tending, you see you discipling your dog, man. You getting your dog right.
No, I ain't. She running everything right now. She acting like she about to bust through the doggone door. What I would say is this, right? If you're passionate and super passionate and uber passionate about certain things, and you keep on doing these things, and I'm not saying he's going to be a pastor anytime soon. What I'm saying is that eventually I believe that he will, based off of this. I think there are two people to reference, like in the sense of this. You can have a person who wants to be a doctor because their mom or somebody that they're close to had cancer. Then you can find the other person who had cancer and want to be a doctor. And then somebody leads them down there and want to help others. I would ask you, who would have a better message as a pastor than Woody? Who would have the relatability, who had the nothing and all this stuff and so much great loss and all these things and everything like that? The fact that Woody's not in jail after his best friend had been taken away from him, if that ain't a shift in guard, the way in which he handled Charleston White and said, I still love you, regardless of what you said about my child. If those things from somebody who was on the FBI's most wanted list can exist, then I think the people that he's most passionate about, that he constantly shows up for, in that hospital that they call the church, I think eventually that sickness could be cured and he can want to be a doctor. Not that, but that's just me. I just think that's where he's headed towards, because it seems as though when he gets a chance to actually not be in a comedic role, that he's actually having a real genuine conversation. It's the love of God. So,
and yeah, I everything you said, I agree with. I fully respect. But my appreciation stops at the pulpit. So everything before the pulpit, I'm good with. But like I said, I don't think that that's a place that he would be most effective. But at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, I am appreciative, and I've said this multiple times. I actually want to meet his pastor. I want to talk to him. I want to talk to him and find out a little bit more about his story. But I respect the fact that he's been alongside this guy, walked with him for many, many, many years, and definitely you can see the fruit of him working with him. I have no shade, no issue with that at all. I'm only fencing off the sacred box on Sunday and Tuesday for Bible study, because I don't think that that's just for anybody to make that decision to do. But I digress.
I mean, we can agree to disagree. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, no issue right there. But when I do meet you, we got to arm wrestle and see who's right. So we'll arm wrestle or play tic-tac-toe. Tic-tac-toe.
10 years from now.
10 years from now? Bro, you down the street, man. I can catch you.
2 years from now.
Go real quick, man. I go catch up with you, man. I'm not on ankle monitor. I can go on down there, man, and holler at you real quick. We can arm wrestle.
That's perfectly fine. Well, I mean, you can attest to people. I'm actually like a really physically bigger person than most of these individuals. And if I may address your crowd real quick, I believe in people. So if you guys think I've been duped and all that stuff, that's fine. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I'm one of those people who, if I give a homeless person money, I did it because I believe in the power of giving, not the power of what they do afterwards. So it's fine that you guys have such foresight and you can read all of these people and you've been around them physically and you've been in situations and around them that I have not been. But I can tell you, I'm always going to believe in people because I believe in the power of change. It's just an eventuality. And if he messes up, then y'all can hit me with the I told you so.
No,
Cool.
I don't want the brother to mess up at all. I want him to look. I've seen him doing some things like, oh, goodness gracious, Woody. But now I've seen him do some other things. Again, like I said, talking to the youth at his church about what not to do and how not to get into the life that he got into. I am for that. I am cheering him on. Everybody who follows me know I was cheering this brother on. I want him to succeed and do well in life and get away from this. And I started the argument that Woody should go away. Like Woody needs to move to Montana or something, get away from the streets. But I'm not at all trying to argue against him doing well or that I don't want him to do well.
And if I may say one more thing, this is how people respectfully disagree.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, how do you feel about, well, let me share this.
Yeah, let's switch gears. Let's switch topics.
Yeah, how do you feel about Jeffrey Williams being banned from Atlanta for however many quadrillion years or whatever?
15.
Only 15 years. Can't be in Atlanta. I think that's probably one of the better things that happened to him, unless he goes somewhere that's equally as bad as being in Mechanicsville and Cleveland Avenue. What do you think?
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best things. One of the worst things that people don't get to see is the amount of no's that you now get to give. No, I can't do this. No, I'm not going to do that because of what? Look at what's happened. Look at all this stuff that has been done. When I helped you people out, when I took people and individuals and put them in places of power, look where it has gotten me. And so now all he has to do is say, I'm on probation.
Yeah.
Can't do it. No further conversations needed. Oh man, we can't call Thug because he's on probation. And what have we found out? Phones are tapped. They're still watching. She said, don't come back in here. So I like it personally. I think that's one of the best things. And on top of that, when she said the rap stuff too, if you've been listening to Lil Jeff's music, it's been different. It ain't been gangsta and all this stuff. He's talking about stuff I can't afford, but still.
Look, he needs to go ahead and start doing nursery rhymes. He needs to put out a was it Andre 3000 did like that album, the Flute album. He needs to come out with a violin album, something. I'm telling you, featuring nobody. Matter of fact, he records with his cell phone. That's it. Nobody's involved in this. No gang relations whatsoever. And just, it's gonna be fire though. Everybody gonna buy it no matter what. So
I hope, man. I hope that he takes this chance and becomes a greater father and a greater man than prior. I don't know how he's been with his kids before,
right?
But the fact that they ain't had their daddy in almost 3 years, and the way in which they were going about the songs and all of that stuff, I hope that he's able to point to them and say, listen, this really ain't the life you want. This rapping stuff right here has taken us to places that we never could have existed without it. But let's change the trajectory and we can still fly high.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you. So you feel that the trial goes until Monday. Wait, no, you said Tuesday or Wednesday? You said Tuesday, they're gonna split the baby. Wednesday, both of them are gonna walk. Is that right?
Monday, they'll split it, and Tuesday they'll walk. And if it goes even further, then I think it starts getting bad. I think if we go past Wednesday, I don't see it being good. I don't. I just, to me, I think they're nitpicking. After Wednesday, if it goes to next Thursday, I think they're nitpicking and they're gonna find some guilty charges personally. Did you see what happened today?
Yeah, with the the whole want to bring back the car, want to bring back the video on the car.
What did you think about that?
I don't think they were as. I was just as confused watching them today as I was the 10 times we watched it before the jury saw it. I don't think they were conclusive. Example being, I still couldn't tell you that was in fact an Infinity that was responsible for the event that took out Nut. I'm sorry, and I don't think anybody could either. Even the Infinity expert, aka the porter, he couldn't tell either. So I don't think it's. I'm not expecting the jury to understand that better. I was a little lost with what was going on at the gas station. Because I don't think that. Okay, fine, you saw them in the car, but I'm still not convinced that we saw them, these cars rather, do the event that you're saying that we saw them do. I don't think that was it. So what do you think?
I think you missed one pebble that was pushed by Hilton's closing.
Okay.
And I think I might be able to change your perspective.
I was distracted with
yeah. I think I
crazy.
may be able to get you to look at it in a different way. So if I succeed, awesome. Remember what she said about the cars spinning to the back?
She's been talking about that the whole time. They've been talking about the back of the gas station since the beginning, but they never showed a video behind it. But go ahead.
That's exactly the point right there. That's exactly what I believe is the point right there. I believe 100% they were looking to see if that car ever deviated from the road and went to the back. Because what I said in my video today, and I'll just ruin my own video.
Oh, go ahead.
I said there were about 5 people standing out there. If this gang is known for toting choppers and sticks, and Tinquarius Mender and Walter Murphy had guns on them when they came out and stuff like that, and then unfortunately shot that kid in the head, right? Why wouldn't just both vehicles go and then go shoot both of them? That's a lot of people outside for one car to handle. If this is the rival area and there's so many shootings that have been happening, why wouldn't you believe that at least 4 of those people have guns? Why wouldn't you spin with both of them, or y'all intersect and then do a shooting that way, since they're so calculated and so meticulous?
Fair question. Fair question.
Because I've been past that barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 ways to easily get through there with no problem. And then I believe those rap lyrics that she said. Oh, he said he was out the sunroof. I ain't seen no sunroof play. I seen a window roll down.
Right.
I think they paid so much attention to Hilton's theory that ultimately her theory will literally be discredited by her own words. And she shouldn't even went with that, in my personal opinion.
No, I agree with you 100%. There's a lot of theory. I just couldn't understand, like, why does she keep bringing up? They brought up a lot about the were there cameras behind the gas station? Did you see behind the gas station? What happened behind the gas station? And I do understand that they were bringing that up as a theory, but you don't have no evidence to that point. So I didn't understand why she kept bringing it up. And it does seem like she was just throwing theories out there against the wall to see if anything would stick. And clearly, I don't think it did, in my opinion. But what are your?
I think all the technology that they supposedly had and that they could use in an instant to say the guilt of somebody, how they purposely left it out when it could have been an innocence. And then here's the ugliest part about this whole thing. There were 4 other people charged with the murder of Donovan Thomas.
There's a lot of the people.
And it's always been 2. It's never been 4. It was Mook, Took, and Woody. At first, they were charged.
Fair.
And then there was 2 other guys, and they were charged. This is the first time we're hearing of 4 people. So it doesn't, and I would have liked the defense to have pointed that out, but they obviously wouldn't have been able. Well, they could have with the second phone theory and say they did a horrible job the first time.
I
But
can dig it. Yeah.
yeah,
So let me ask you this: when this case is over, win, lose, or draw, what happens to the state? Adrian Love, Simone Hilton, and Abati and Christian Atkins. You think they're going to stay? They're going to move on? Because I think I thought it was interesting that Adrian Love just materialized this week. She's been quiet for a while. So what do you think is going to happen?
Adrian Love is worth $146,000 to be the punching bag of Fani Willis. If she ain't left yet and got that raise, you see, she just got that Prince haircut.
Boy, if you don't stop, I'm gonna put you into 0-second timeout right now. I got to put you in 0-second timeout, man. Don't call her Prince, man. Come on, man.
The Prince haircut that she got,
What
right now?
To do that? I'm sorry.
I mean, Prince made some great songs. I would die for you. That type of, that's
right. But no, don't do that to that song.
I love that song, man. Prince is my guy. I like Prince over Mike Jack. I'm one of the rare ones.
Oh no, I'm with you.
Yeah, but
so what do you think is gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen? Just
nothing. Nothing.
Really? Did they all gonna stay?
Man, nothing's gonna happen.
Oh, okay.
Why would it? Let's be fair. When this is done in a week, who gonna care about this trial after that?
Well, they still, they're not gonna be. First of all, it's not just a small trial. It's the largest trial in Georgia history. Dare I say and it's still not technically done. There's still people that still need to be dealt with. So I mean, this large.
There's 8 others. Yeah, or is it 12? 12 or 8? One of the two.
A lot. So, but even though this is going to be done with sometime next week, they're still not going to be finished with it. It's not the feather in their cap that they wanted it to be. It's not the shining star of like, oh, we slam dunked it. No, y'all fumbled and ran out of bounds and ball was deflated. I mean, there's a lot of problems that brought them. Now, sure, they could say we got so many people to plead out. Sure. But everybody watched you do it. Everybody saw that you were twisting the guy's arm. Everybody saw that you arrested somebody coming out of the hospital. It's not the W that they thought it would be, in my opinion.
But, okay, so let's talk numbers here. You seem like a nice numbers guy.
Yeah, let's get it.
400,000 to 100,000. 300,000 victory. That was Fani Willis over Courtney Kramer.
Hey, don't get me started talking about Courtney Kramer, please. I'll start.
I try to help.
I definitely try to help her.
So there's that, right?
Fair.
Fani Willis and her brigade have succeeded because if you look at the messaging that she put out exactly what I said she would 6 months ago. When she goes up and she says what she's going to say, that violent crime is down, because it is, and it's because of what I've done. Because she didn't just point to the YSL trial. She pointed to the YFN guys. She's pointed to the drug-rich guys up out of Stone Mountain that had hit Mariah Carey's house, Future's house, Calvin Ridley's house. She's pointed to them, and all she talks about is convictions. See, the multitude of people that are watching this right now are not in Fulton County.
Fair.
The individuals that I talked to on Saturday in Clayton County literally asked me, oh, that trial is still going on? What?
Yep.
The trial is still going on? Holy smokes, I didn't know that. Let me go tune into your channel right now. So I hear you. I 100% hear you. But if it was really that, in my opinion, shout out lead attorney up in here. I just believe that the numbers that everybody had before would still be high. That Fani Willis would have literally done horrible. But her playbook is already written. The playbook is convictions. Even when we go see old, remember that old movie with Jamie Foxx and the dude who played Leonidas when he was a district attorney? He was like, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And all he was worried about was his conviction rate.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's doing. That's the playbook.
Okay. Let me push back slightly. Let me push back
Please,
slightly.
please. Push back all the way.
Okay.
Push it back like a fat kid in vegetables.
So my big issue with Fani Willis, let's go back to the election that just happened earlier this month. Courtney Kramer lost that election. Fani Willis did not win that election. What I mean by that is if you roll through Fulton County, I never saw a Fani Willis election sign. I never saw a re-elect Fani Willis sign until literally about that last week. But watch this. I never saw a Courtney Kramer sign. And in my opinion, this was Courtney Kramer's opportunity to tell the people why they should consider somebody different. Why you don't want to go to Lenox Mall. Why you don't want to go to any gas station, much less a Texaco, after 8 o'clock at night. She could have easily told that story and crafted that narrative and made people think like, you know what, I don't feel safe out here. And it's such of that nature, but she didn't. So Fani didn't have to do anything. I was joking with my audience. I said, Fani Willis is running uncontested. And a lot of people got in their feelings about that. I said, but really, show me. We went to Courtney Kramer's YouTube. We went to her Twitter. We went to her website, and we saw nothing that was compelling and told us that we needed to vote for her and why. So in my opinion, Fani Willis didn't necessarily win it. I'm not saying that people didn't vote for her, but I'm just saying people didn't necessarily win it. Courtney Kramer just didn't do anything to help craft her own story and help people see that there is another option available. So then people just stick with the one that they know, the person they know, the name they know, and bada bing. That's how we had Paul Howard for almost 30 years.
Right. And I'll give you a funny thing that I was already pitching.
Hmm?
I was going to pitch commercially. You already voted out Paul Howard, and then literally morph his face into Fani Willis's, because everything that he was accused of, she's accused of. And I seen it happen with Meg Whitman and Arnold Schwarzenegger when Jerry Brown got elected. I seen it happen in real time.
Yep.
That's why I said this big old head, man. It worked. It do, man. Thank God I never did drugs. But here's where I will push back on that a little bit. Fani Willis did exactly what she was supposed to do with her targeted demographic.
No problem. No argument.
She literally raised $2.5 million.
Yeah.
And she put that to use for the individuals in Fulton, not anywhere else. Courtney was running like Courtney was unopposed. Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, she was running like it was an NBA player versus a T-ball league. Like,
that's a hell of a note. Yeah, nah, like I was to me, when I reached out to her, it was, hey, we're gonna do an interview. All right, I reached back out, no interview.
I got the same text message, same conversation. Don't get me started.
These lips small, this nose big, so I can smell it. I can't taste it. You know, that kind of thing. But I will say this. Fani knows what she's doing. She knows how to craft propaganda. And this one of the things that she did do, and I don't want to keep putting myself in the mix of this. She told Jeffrey Williams' family that well, she didn't, but the police told Jeffrey Williams' family that I work for her. It's both because we from LA.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a rumor for a minute. And then I had to show the 3 videos. And I would implore you to do this when you get a chance to. See the latest Fani Willis video that I had dropped. It's very, very eye-opening. Very eye-opening. I knew exactly how she was going to do it because it wasn't that hard to do. We like bumper stickers. We like people who talk to us on the elementary school level so that you ain't too much smarter than me and you don't make me feel dumb either. Right, and that's what she did. You know, the Black community is still good with church. Black community is still good with service. She talked about, hey, we do our young girls to be lawyers and we give back to the communities and our after school programs. No, we don't see it.
Right.
You talk to those PTA members, the actual moms who actually give a doggone. Because you said going to what the heck is it called? Lenox Mall. I was just in Lenox. Man, it was at least 20 cops up in there.
You see what I mean? But if and I don't know how long you lived here in Atlanta. I've been here for 30 years.
I
That's not the
definitely
way
been over 30 years.
that's not the way Lenox was.
Yeah.
Lenox didn't used to be like that.
Yeah.
And so Lenox was a destination at a while back. So now to hear like, it's a little lockdown fortress, that's weird. And I'm saying like Courtney could have easily pointed that out. She could have really drove home that point that, and I'm sorry, I don't even think that it mattered how much money she had because she has the biggest, she has a phone in her hand and she could have easily just went live from all these locations. Again, I talked to Amanda Timpson, who is the whistleblower with the whole usage of money and funds in Fani Willis's DA office. And she talks about the Gang Prevention Center building that they were gifted. They were gifted a building to make like for lack of a better term, a trade school to teach people how to do electronics and HVAC and woodwork and mechanic shop. There were all these little mini schools within this community school that they were going to build to keep people from having to join gangs because they had something meaningful that they could do. I'm like, and the building is currently still just fenced off and nothing is happening. Courtney Kramer could have did her own little press conference from outside of there every day and really drove home the point that this is what y'all are missing out on, rather than popping up at the free YSL rally outside of Pryor Street, which was useful, but there's so many other things that she could have done because it seemed like she was a one-trick pony if she had gotten rid of the YSL trial. Well, what else are you going to do?
That's exactly what I said. And I'll strike a more poignant nerve. She didn't have the police either. Finally got the police. Cop City is the last RICO right now that she hit them people with the 28 individuals. So I hear you, but unfortunately, the power lies within Miss Willis and her vodka.
I agree with you, man. So I'm going to check this video out. And I'll definitely share it. Is it the one about 6 days ago? The RICO trial, Fani Willis stole Young Thug's money?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, that thing is a trip.
No, it's another one.
If you drop the link, I'll make sure we share it. But
yeah,
there are some good comments I want to comment. And first of all, thank y'all, everybody. N-Dog is N-Dog makes sure that this gang stays very well stocked. Shout out to N-Dog for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so very much for doing that. Lord Above says, great guest. I think they're talking about me. Oh, no, never mind. They said they love your channel, Ceddy. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for the $2 super. And Barb is a new member. Welcome, welcome. Now, Jennifer Devine says they paid Fani's boy toy out of the confiscated funds in 3 months and called it a typo. That's some nasty work.
Did you see that they deleted it? Just flat out, just straight up deleted it.
Deleted it. Like that's an extra kind of bold for you to be called out. And I mean, that's wild, man. I don't even know what to do with that.
Hold on, let me let this dog out, please, because God,
go ahead. No
she is just.
I'm gonna shout out these people. Go ahead, no problem. Boom, do it like that. Thank y'all so much, Jennifer. Thank you so much for the $5 super. We got the best trolls. We got the best trolls on the best live chat. Rice Street, shout out to you. He says they're gifting 5 memberships. By the way, if you got a membership from N-Dog or if you got a membership from Rice Street, make sure you say thank you to them. We really appreciate them keeping the gang growing. Wanda, thank you so much for the $2 super. Captain Obvious says, what do you both think about the state allegedly lying to the judge to get a material witness warrant to force Little D into jail and to testify? I'm gonna save this when Ceddy comes back, Captain Obvious, but I think it's nasty work. I think Judge Whitaker, because it was Judge Whitaker that signed it. I think that was very unbecoming. Matter of fact, hey, welcome back.
Yeah, that God dog. If reincarnation is real, that dog was a cat before, and a very needy one at that. Jeez, Louisa.
So Captain Obvious asked a question. What do you think about the state lying to the judge, or allegedly lying to the judge, to get that material witness warrant for little D?
Boy, that was one of my more evoked emotional videos. I think I might have snapped on a state about 7 or 8 videos, and that definitely was one of them because y'all were in such disarray.
Disarray.
Such disarray and so cowardly, so freaking cowardly that y'all scared of Ashley Merchant.
Facts.
Duke's phone call would have actually, if they wanted to spin it in any type of way, would have helped the state if they could have spin it the right way, even though I don't believe so, because they were talking about a girl. They weren't talking about actual people. But they would have been able to bring in, hey, these 2 guys went to go shoot up the rivals. But that got brought down to Doug Weinstein saying, hey, yeah, your officer spit on and punched and kneed my client in the back. You remember about that, cop?
I remember that.
You recalled everything except that, though. Even though that's a big old lawsuit you had to testify in that you didn't see anything. But to the little D thing, we're talking about blood transfusions. Man, what? I'm sorry, but one of the things I think happened that we all seen is, and I think we all can agree, Lil Woody and Lil D should have been in this RICO.
I think you're right.
And when they weren't, I think it was the state saying, see, we showed you love, so scratch our backs. We didn't put you in this. We're going to keep you out of it. And the way in which they did him was not even necessary. You arrested him fresh off of a transfusion and basically put him in the psych ward of the jail.
Right street.
I read a case on Adrian Love where that's her MO.
Sure is.
100%. That is a vile, deceptive, peculiar individual. And the way in which she operates, I believe that she's a malignant narcissist. Everything just works. If you look at the definition, it just works for her. And I 100% didn't understand how brazen, bold, and stupid you had to be to do that. And I was hoping so bad that he would have a medical episode.
Me too.
On that dang case, on that stand. I didn't understand. There were other, like, you remember when the old lady got rolled in by Woody?
Yep.
I'm a sucker for old people. I just am, especially old lady. I am a sucker for old women. I will jump in front of a speeding train. And it just shows the ineptitude of the state and how forceful and bullying they are and how cowardice they are. Because to do that crap, and then you're essentially forcing this plea deal on this kid, and it seemed like you were still trying to harass him afterwards.
Sure. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Like they did Sledge. It was like they did Sledge. I mean, they were thinking of ways that they were going to. I think, for whatever reason, by providence or by just good sheer common decency, they didn't arrest Lil D, but I think they were trying to. I think they would have. If the cameras had not been on and we had not all seen it, I think he would have been in jail.
Yeah.
That?
Yeah.
Is that
it's one of the things, and I used to say this because I still believe in it today. We need more representation of the faces and individuals of people who grew up in these places, so you can understand propensities, and sometimes, at times, you're able to get the young kids to understand why this is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And they won't despise you and curse you when you come take away the person that they love, even though they are 100% in the wrong when it comes to the law. This is one of the rare cases where the good guys are the bad guys.
Yeah. I mean, they got us rooting for people that may very well, I mean, come on, Woody. I mean, Woody may very well have done He did these crimes. We are all rooting for him above rooting for Love or Hilton or Fani or Bati. So yeah.
Like, we're supposed to root for the state because whether we want to admit it or not, we put them in charge.
Yeah.
You pay their salaries. They're paid to protect the streets and keep the bad guys out. If I was the state, I would publicize so many cases that take away the innocence of people, because I know how to say the word without saying the word.
Okay.
And I would publicize that so much because they had such a black eye and a stain on them that every doggone bad thing they've done has been amplified, rightly so.
For sure.
But it's just one of those things where the RICO initially, when Fani Willis used it against the teachers for the children, everybody's for the children, where you originally used it, and now we're screwed over. We just are, because now we have to believe that you're telling the truth, and we don't believe that anymore.
Mm-mm.
That's insane.
I am 100% with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. But real quick, I still think that the state was wrong for bringing the material witness to Judge Whitaker, but I still think Judge Whitaker was wrong for signing it like it was when it's clear that the man was willing to come in. He was willing. He had been at the hospital. It wasn't like he was on the lam or anything of that nature. So I do think there's another layer to it. I think both of them were wrong for that. And again, maybe he was faking it. Maybe he was just trying to overcomplicate it. I don't know, but they were wrong for what they did, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But Barb says this, DWC and Nash chat, listen to Tom McDonald and Dax. Should Jeffrey do that type of rap? Have you listened to Tom McDonald lately? Or don't? Okay.
I don't want to sound mean. I don't know who they are. Yeah, I'm more, because I don't watch sports anymore. I'm more into listening to sports podcasts and the news, and yeah, and I don't know who they are. I don't even really listen to rap like that. Like the Kendrick Lamar album that just came out, I only listened to that because it was shocking. Like, I was like, whoa, he just dropped the album. Like, and that felt like a moment, but I can't tell you before the Kendrick Lamar album the last time I've really listened thoroughly to music like that. Like, I'll put on music if I'm driving in Instagram, but I don't know who that is. So what type of rap is that?
Tom McDonald is a white rapper. Very he's very eccentric in his face. He's got a lot of piercings, tattoos. I think he has braids of some sort. But he's an independent artist, and I kind of like that part about him because he controls all his music. But all his music is very conservative centric. Talks a lot about politics and such like that, and what's going on in the culture. So very little shoot 'em up, bang bang type of music. So it's more. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I know who that is. Nah, man, he don't stand for nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, so, no, that dude don't stand. That dude is a grifter at the highest.
Really?
Nah,
okay.
Nah, do not. I've seen him before, and he's race baited for both sides. Like, he was like, yeah, some black man, and then some white man. Like, nah, man, that dude is he'll be whatever you want him to be. No, no, don't do none of that conspiracy rap stuff. No, just if you've listened to old Young Thug when it came out, he wasn't really talking about thugging. He was talking about styling and jewelry and living a luxurious lifestyle and all of these things. He wasn't even talking about anything like that. Like, my favorite, it seems like right now, my favorite Young Thug song is the last one that came out, called From a Man.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And the basis of it was just, I'm one of the greatest men out here. Overcame some odds and stuff like that, being strong even though things are against me. Just trying to get on, that type of stuff.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Who would you pair? Okay, I know you say you haven't really been keeping up with it, but in order to meet the standards of his of his probation, but also to continue to do his craft, who would you hook Young Thug up with to
Gunna.
collab with?
Gunna.
Who?
Gunna.
But
Yep, Gunna. Gunna. Forgive him and move on. Forgive him and move on.
wait.
Yeah, forgive him and move on. I know my stances that I've said on Gunna. I don't care.
Really?
I'm one of those people, regardless of what I say, I can step back and go, yeah, I said all that, but at the end of the day, no, for business sake and all that stuff, Gunna. Gunna has been putting out better music. Like when Gunna had put out that album, I listened to it. It was good. Lil Baby just put out 2 songs. I skipped right past them. And the masses have too. So, nah, I've seen when I've been in these spaces and places, they're still playing Gunna. They're not playing Lil Baby like that. So business-wise, shoot, go with Gunna. I don't care what anybody has said, because ultimately who has to say so is literally Lil Jeff. If he say, you know what, bruh, I forgive him, we're moving on and all that stuff, ain't nobody gonna care. Nobody's gonna freaking care at all.
But didn't Gunna admit to being a member of a gang? Because that would be the only problem with that. I'm not 100% certain, but I know.
Did you hear what Brian Still said?
What did he say?
Did you hear what Paige Reese Whitaker said?
Tell me what to say if I missed it.
She said you can rap with anybody who's signed, because he specifically brought up Sergio Kitchens.
Right. Okay, then never mind.
He specifically brought up Sergio Kitchens, said, yeah, anybody who's signed to the YSL label, you can go ahead and do music with him. So even when Diamante Kendrick get out, he can still rap with Young Thug.
Okay.
So me personally,
wow. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Gunna. And there's some people who be like, dang, but Ceddy Nash, you said this about Gunna. I don't care what I said. It's business.
All right, let me ask you, whom else? Okay, you took me back with the Gunna. So is there anybody else that you would say, yeah, he should really work with this person?
Yeah. Atlanta needs a new sound.
Mm.
Find about 4 producers and a new young rapper and reinvent and recreate. That's all. Yeah, don't reheat the grits. No. Do not reheat the grits. We need a new sound, like ASAP in Atlanta. This all this other stuff is gone. Like nobody's about to care about trap and drill rap and all that stuff and everything. Like, no. Now, hey, you hear Kendrick, what do you start doing? You start dancing.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Can we get back to the South making dance music stuff? That's how I see it. Get with some new producers, because this is his time. If he don't take advantage of his time right now, it's gonna pass him up.
All right. So Ceddy Nash would say that Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug, should collab with Gunna, forgive, let bygones be bygones, and move on, but then also seek and desire to create a new sound and not the continuation of what we've been doing. Okay. For here in Atlanta. So I can get with it. Well,
so let me help you out.
He's kicked out of Atlanta, though. Remember, he's got kicked out of Atlanta. So
I know, right? let me help you out. The seamless transition from crunk music to snap music, was that so hard?
As far as I remember, I don't think it was difficult. No.
Remember, from snap music to trap music, was that so hard?
No, I don't think so.
Trap music to drill music wasn't hard either. It's time.
I got you.
It's just time. We don't gotta rap about shooting and killing and bang bang and everything. Like, there's some gorgeous things to see in Atlanta, from designer clothing to the women to the vehicles to the spaces to even educating people about railroad Atlanta. There's a whole slew of new rappers that are out here that all they need is a little direction.
I got you.
And you know, get up out of Georgia, go to Florida.
Go to Florida. I like it. Okay.
Yeah, you know, plus I'll be rapping a little bit. So
Wait. Do we need to throw some? Hold on now. I drop a bar or two up in here.
Nah.
Real quick, I want to say thank you so much to Mo. Moyo 360 for the 10-piece. Thank you so much. Fani knows how to mess with the media, but can't clear her books after she paid her old boy. I bet Detective Burrito and Fani sold that Richard Millie, and on the black market still a thing, or rather, the black market is still a thing.
I would say Fani Willis from LA County. And one thing we do know how to do is get rid of some doggone jewelry. So it ain't it ain't out of the realm of possibilities, because you got a daughter riding around Georgia without a license, and knowing the penalty for driving without a license is jail.
Right. I mean, it's real. I mean, it really did happen. It really did happen.
And showed up with Nathan Wade.
Boy, that was, I mean, playing in y'all's faces. Playing in y'all's faces. The married Nathan Wade, by the way, I'll just add that. I'm here to kick a fight. He's still married at the current moment. And he is married, period. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Miss Lakeisha, thank you so much. I appreciate the 10-piece.
I think it's Lala Cedar.
Lala Cedar, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to blame it on my glasses. I appreciate it. Woody and the plea dealers did those crimes. I do think that part of the angst from the state was the fact that they know that they're not going to be able to pin the crimes where they probably really should have went. Because I think if they rolled up and said, for example, that they think Woody had done the deletion of Nut, I don't think many people would argue, because a lot of people felt like that was where the evidence was going to, or at least threat Woody's friend. One of those two, I think a lot of people felt that way. But when they let him off the hook and went in another direction, we're like, well, I think that's where the angst was coming from for the state. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I can see that. Spoiler, I'm praying on it. I might be able to even get an interview with Paul Howard and then go deep onto that as to why. If I'm able to pull that one off, we'll see how that one goes. I'm in agreement. The funnier part is that had they indicted Woody, just him, they would have paraded him around like he was a monster as well.
For sure. Oh my gosh.
And that would have had some very auspicious times for the state.
Auspicious?
Yes, sir.
That's a Morehouse word. That's why I laugh at it. Like that is a Morehouse word for sure.
I didn't know that was a Morehouse word.
We love that doggone word. Oh
really?
My gosh. Yeah, we do.
Oh man.
Oh, that's probably one of the first big words that you learn when you come to Morehouse is auspicious.
Oh.
And we just use it most inappropriately too. So anyway, it's a joke. So you hit the nail on the head. So you're honorary house. You're honorary.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Now I'm playing. Let me leave that alone.
Being
around Atlanta, yeah, I hear good things about Morehouse because of what you guys are surrounded by. That's more so the reason.
Really?
From the colleges that surround you guys.
Yeah, we're withdrawing from the bank account on a regular basis. I'm just saying. I'll just say that. Now, I also want to say thank you to Jennifer. Good rappers talk about the street. Great rappers talk about the pain. Thug not there yet. Oh, okay. Okay. I might need a little bit more, but I do want to thank you for that $5 super. But I think Thug could leave the streets alone, like you said. Like he can go back and talk about other things. There are other things to talk about than the streets. And
he did leave the streets alone, though. He put out an album called Punk. Like he put out an album called Punk, and he wasn't even living in Georgia full time. He was staying in LA.
Got you.
Like they weren't even there. Majority of that year, they were in LA. They weren't even in doggone Georgia. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, he definitely was making that.
Yeah, and matter of fact, somebody agrees with you. De Niro agrees with you. Thug was on his way to creating a new sound. The DA ruined it. And maybe that's part of what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
I admit I'm not a Young Thug fan, so I'm not an aficionado. I definitely submit to you all's wisdom as it relates to that. But no, I appreciate the $5, and I agree, man. If he was coming up with a new sound, I like what you said that there needs to be a transition. He could be the center of that. I agree.
Yeah, agreed.
Uh, was it so? Barb also says, thank you again for the $5. She says, the 4-question events per year he must do in Atlanta. He should do a huge event with some of the new sound invite. Okay, I like that. And invite you, Ceddy. Okay. Like you come out there. Okay, I like that. Are you open to have his people call your people and coordinate something?
Nah, I'm staying away from him. Nah. Yeah, I'll do it.
Then we're gonna have you right over at Cleveland Avenue, man, elementary school, right outside of Cleveland Avenue Park, doing a little concert. Come on.
Well, last time I was on Cleveland, the Kia kids, they stole a Kia and crashed into an embankment that was created by the fuel pump for stuff like that to stop people from hitting the gas tank. They were about this far from hitting a gas tank and blowing up.
Right.
So that was on Saturday. Yeah, when I was on Cleveland Avenue.
Oh, like a couple days ago, Saturday.
Yeah.
No, sir. No, sir. That's why I stay
Well,
away.
I can say this freely. I carry concealed in a majority of states that I go to that I can carry. I do carry. And I'm gonna keep 2 of them on me. I come in peace. I will always, always, always choose to leave you alone. But please don't step into my cave.
I got you. Well, Mel says thank you to both of us. I appreciate you, Mel.
Thank you,
And
Mel.
then Ashley says this, and I'm telling you, man, the watch has its own fan base. If this watch shows up, they're going to be like a parade of people celebrating this watch because they are so about this watch. Ashley says, I have a feeling Brian knows who took the watch. He had the lawyers put it on record for the civil suit. Okay.
Yeah, the state took the watch. Yeah, they said it.
No question about that.
Well, I don't know if they put that one in particular. I kind of got to go back and look at that one because I think Cat Not Williams broke it down that there was only 2 watches, and then that one actually wasn't on there.
Right.
So one of the things that suck is that they're saying the cameras weren't working inside the home.
Oh, come on.
But to play advocate of just being logical, if you was doing some illegal stuff in your house, you're not gonna have the cameras on anyways. You had the cameras on when you leave. So they were there hanging out and people ran from the house, aka Diamante Kendrick. I mean, one would assume there was some participation of illicit activities going on, and being sagacious as I know to get away with certain things, I would absolutely not have the cameras on. They were malfunctioning at this time.
I got you. So, okay, I'm with you then. Thank you, Momac, for the $5. She says, good evening, fellas. How do you think the outcome of the trial will affect the other ones that follow? So what do you think about just like all these pleas? What is going to happen with those other 8 to 12 brothers that are still yet to be tried?
You know what sucks? And this is going to seem like a cop-out. It's really on us. It's really on people like you and I.
Okay.
Just gonna be fair. It's really on how we paint the illustration for the people to take on. Because if it's not for people like you who go in there and get your Rule 22 and then sit in the back and say, I don't want to be in the court. I go to the media room. I remember that day.
Hey, look. Go ahead. Go on, call me out. It's all good, brother. It's all good.
You know, for individuals like yourself who are destined for greatness and understand that sometimes it has a smell that doesn't have a path, that you understand, like, we're just here to seek the truth and look at the truth and not be swayed by the propaganda which is pushed in front of our faces. So it's really on us. And because to me, it sounds like a cop-out answer, but that's as best I can say, because it's not going to be easy defending Briss. But what I can say is this: after seeing that freaking video, I think his own partner shot him.
Oh, yeah. The Eppinger?
Mm-hmm. Either that cop shot himself or his partner shot him.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think Christian Eppinger, and I'm just saying, I'm not saying I've seen any evidence or anything like that. But remember how it was presented? You recall how it was presented about Christian Eppinger?
Yeah.
That he just wilded out and the cop asked him, "Hey, come over here, please, and put your hands behind your back." And he just upped the gun and shot him.
Right.
And that ain't what happened at all?
No, that was not what happened for sure.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it's those pauses that take moments like this to make us remind ourselves and others that, hey, the state has lied already.
A lot.
Wayne had lied on that doggone stand. He did.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah. And it's sad because I don't feel bad for him.
No, I'm with you. Wow.
Like you treated that man like you was a slave catcher. Hey, boy, get over here. He asked you, what did I do? What did I do? And you just hop out and grab him. In Indiana, I could take your life away, officer. That's law. Why do you think the officer shot himself? Because I think the officer, when you're doing stuff out of rage,
okay, right here,
your attention to fine gross motor skills lack. If you ever been upset, have you been able to really, really focus? Get angry and try to write in cursive and tell me how good you do with that. You'd have to and see how dope your calligraphy is once you are extremely high up in your emotions. But
I could dig it. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that Briss didn't shoot him, but I'm saying it gives me pause now.
And to that, I can definitely agree, is that before this trial, then we might have been willing to say, hey, the state said something, then that's more likely exactly what happened. But now we see with our own two eyes, y'all have said a whole bunch of stuff that is not rhymed with truth. So therefore, now we got to look at all your stuff. And now we realize that it does, in fact, seem like they were lying a whole lot more than they were telling the truth. So I'm with you.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think about Juror 56?
He's a superhero that we needed. We just didn't know we needed him. And let me real quick, what's your favorite color? Real quick, so I can answer this question.
Burgundy.
Burgundy. Okay, it's like a maroon.
Cedar.
Cedar. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Even though I'm from Crenshaw, Slauson, we typically wear a nice blue, but I don't really care about that crap. I really like the color burgundy. I just do. But my emoji is just two pair of eyes. I don't do the three eyes thing at all.
I got you.
Yeah. So I do a blue heart on mine.
I got you. There you go. All right. So I think Juror 56 represents, let's say that all things are true and there's no showboating or anything of that nature. I do think that he represents exactly what most of us are probably thinking. We're tired. We watched that and notice it was the day after they bring in this shoebox full of jewelry that they haven't bagged and tagged. They don't have any idea how much is in there or what it is and such of that nature. So I think Juror 56 does represent a lot of what we were saying. It's like, you're trying this case so horribly. There's no way for me to treat it seriously. So I think Juror 56 is kind of, he as people like to say, he's our spirit animal. He's a spirit animal of most of our live chats. And I don't know the other juror that also wrote a letter to Judge Whitaker. I forgot the number, but I think
she's 157 or something like that, or 167. She's the whole entire time she's supposed to move and all this stuff. She turns out to be a doggone alternative. I mean, yeah,
alternate.
Yeah, alternative.
No, it's all good. So I think I don't think that they're an anomaly. I think those two, they probably represent 3, maybe even 4 other jurors that are also feeling the exact same way. They weren't willing to stand up or write a letter or to confront the judge and say, this is how I'm feeling. So I don't think juror 56 or juror
387. That's what it is.
387 was an anomaly. I think they just had enough. I mean, how many of us were in there like, we've had enough of it? So that's what I think. What about you?
I agree. Well, never mind. It's the stuff I can't say on the air. This was a education class for a lot of us.
Yes.
Those who are not law aficionados, we now know more than ever. And the phrase of take a police officer at their word is gone. For those who paid attention.
Yeah.
The state just, I think it this way, right? Something had to happen.
Something happened. Yeah.
Something had to happen, but the problem is it happened too late. I think Fani Willis seeing all the vitriol and monstrous activities going on in the streets, and she took people who were either at their peak or peaking and literally just said, screw it, we'll do it this way. Because if you recall, there was something else that happened that sent a couple of shockwaves through the streets of Fulton County. And that was that gang list she had with duct tape and 4PF and all of these other individuals. And she said, we got 2 more RICOs coming.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it just so happens the Cop City RICO and the Drug Rich RICO happen to be those ones. But something had to happen. But I don't think this was supposed to happen. But
let me pose a question. What if juror 56 was still as, in his feelings or still felt the same way, but he voiced himself right after Woody, when they came back after that almost 2-month break after Woody, the whole Woody shenanigans? Do you think it would have changed the complexity of the trial if he had emailed Judge Whitaker or reached out to Judge Whitaker and said, look, I can't be unbiased. Y'all are trash. The whole case is trash. I'm going to be biased in the booth. Do you think it would have changed if he had come back? Because remember, she asked him a very quick question. Can y'all ignore the fact that Judge Glanville's gone? Okay, let's go.
If he would have said no to that, but if he would have said, no, I can, but it's been taking so long, I want to get on, I think she would have told him, suck it up, Buttercup. Yeah, I remember this ain't the same Paige Reese Whitaker from the beginning to the end. This ain't the same person.
No, that's fair.
Like this is, and I said it for the most part. Like when I talked to people who dealt with her, they was like, actually, she's pretty good. It's like she was lenient on me. Mm-hmm. And I said, this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna come in, she's gonna be sharp as a tack. We're gonna give her a little grace, then get annoyed. Then she's gonna side with the state on a couple of things, piss people off. They're gonna call her biased. Something's gonna happen, and then her side's gonna come out, and then people are gonna start liking her because the speed that she's going to do these things with. And exactly as I said, it is exactly how it happened. Now, I did say I didn't see this freaking this stuff going to the end.
I said it was going to be the end of the summer. I really feel bad because I'm like, man, I said this was going to go on till the end of the summer, and look, pie in my face.
We definitely were looking at around college football playoffs, which is ridiculous, but whatever.
When is that?
But yeah,
that's February. When is that?
I don't even know anymore. Everybody gets in, man. It's like the NCAA basketball tournament. Like, bro, it should have stayed at. It should have got to 6, but that's a whole nother.
We're gonna turn this into another show.
Yeah, I could go on for days if people ain't interested in this, anyways. Paige, in the way in which she came in, she should have just told him suck it up. Honestly,
So you think she would have told him to suck it up in the beginning?
Hell yeah.
Really? Okay. I just feel like she probably would have been. I think she'd have been more. I don't know. I think she would have listened to him more. Now I do believe that if he had said, "No, Judge, I can't. I'm not going to be able to do this. I hate Adrian Love. I hate that squeaky chair. Simone Hilton's distracting me. Uh, Atkins with his hand movements, and I think she would have. It would have been different. But
I don't see it. I think she
really,
would have told him to suck it up. Because you essentially seen that with the what is it called? With the with Juror 387. Talking about her job and she can't make ends meet and all that crap. That's enough to get you sent home. Judge, I can't afford my bills. Oh, I'll tell your employer to email me and we'll figure it out. Yeah, Judge, but what about PG? Well, y'all don't have PG now. What? Oh, God, no, what is it? That's the California.
Wells Fargo. What about Wells Fargo?
Huh?
What about Wells Fargo? That's a mortgage company.
Wells Fargo's a bank.
It's a bank, but they also do mortgages.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you're adding on to it. My bad.
Right.
Stood right in front of my face and wouldn't even notice it.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
Yeah, I thought you were doing the California thing. Y'all got Wells Fargo in Georgia?
Yeah. We got them in Cobb County. Come on over to Cobb County, man. Check us out. We got Wells Fargo. We got Starbucks. We got Quick Trip. Come on, man. Y'all don't even got no Quick Trip. Come on.
Now I don't be. Listen, I'm such a homebody. The way in which I operate is like a person who ain't got no money. I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
Okay.
That's how I do it. The way I dress, some people be ready to give me $1 or at least a change in you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
It sometimes it's kind of like cool, even if a woman becomes interested in me and I'm talking to her the way I be dressed. Like, oh, y'all don't care about the shoes because these ones is definitely terrible. These is Adidas. They don't even wear these ones.
Hey, hold on now. Hold on. I'm Team Adidas now.
No, these are raggedy Adidas. These ain't the, whatever the heck they got. Like, they the dopest gym shoes, though. I'll tell you that right now.
This show done went way off the rails. Hey, real
we
quick.
Call Adidas where I come from.
There we go. Nancy, thank you so much for the £5. We going international now. She feels for the Drinks family after going until closing without Shamel's name being sullied, but now questioning if he had something to do with the Mac and Ford. Wow. With Mac,
what?
The Mac. I'm trying to think of the Mac and Ford.
I'm confused right now.
Yeah, I'm a little lost on that one, but I'm gonna look also in the chat, make sure I'm missing something, but I'll come back to it. Thank you so much. 56 is slime. Thank you so much for the $2. Super. I think, hey, at this point, we're all unindicted co-conspirators, so he might as well too. Juror 56 is in the chat. I know he's somewhere.
That's what I was going to ask you too. Like, what do you think is going on with the what is it called? With the people as far as the jurors? Like, do you think that they're taking a couple of days to?
Right. Jennifer is a juror right here. Jennifer Devine is a juror. She is juror number 913. I just made that up. I don't think they care, my guy. I thought it was such a big deal for the jury to be involved in, during the whole Woody sabbatical. I thought it was a big deal. Like, there's no way that you're not going to hear about this trial, but apparently they don't care. They did not care. So, they're going to be talking about it at Thanksgiving dinner. You hear about it when you go to the grocery store. You hear about it when you there's no way you can't hear about it. So I'm sorry. I don't know what they expect these people to do. You didn't sequester them. So therefore they know about it.
Well, I believe only Glanville could have did it. And I don't think he was showing up no time either. That was one of the things that they were saying, that only the previous judge could do that.
Well, even in that, I think Glanville should have and could have made that decision if he thought it was really that important to keep the people out of the streets and whatnot like that, out of these YouTube streets. But give it up, man. It's over. I mean, at any given time, in the middle of the day, you open up your YouTube you open up a YouTube page. There's 6, 7 channels that are streaming this trial. There's no way you can get away from it. There's no way. So it is what it is, man. They are really. So yeah, they went to Big Mama's house. They're at Grandma's house cooking. They're about to go fry turkey tomorrow morning. Talking about this trial. That's just it. Another way around
You
it.
know what's funny? And I want your thoughts on this if you can. A phone rang from the juror's box.
I heard about this. Yes.
I personally believe with that right there is outside influence right there.
Extremely, because you're not supposed to have a phone in there. How did the phone get in there? Now, let me just ask for clarity. Are we certain it was in the jury box?
Yeah.
Okay.
The cop said it.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay.
The judge said it because what happened was the phone rang out, and then Paige Reese Whitaker and her say something in ha 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 voice. She was, let's not have our phones on in the courtroom. And then the cop yelled out, hey, that's in the juror's box. Oh, it's in the juror's box. Can you think you can get over there and turn the phone off? And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, if I've been here for a year and going on 3 days now, why are you calling me?
Or okay, just trying to pick a fight. Is it possible that the phone was not turned off, but they did put in that little, you remember that bag that they made you put your phone in and lock your phone up?
Yonder. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it possible that they just didn't turn it off? So I still think it's foolish that somebody's calling you, but I don't know, how would that be an outside influence?
You've been doing something for 368 days, the same thing. Why are you slipping when it's almost the end?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying, bro. I was trying to rescue him, man. I don't have a lifeline for him. That's a good point. But you know what Bunny Mom says, and we're learning how to get away with some crimes. Use FaceTime.
True.
I mean, I've thought of some other ways that you could get away with crimes while watching this trial as well. But I don't want to put myself out there because I might need them one day. But I've thought of
Very
some ways.
possible. Instead of trying to save and rescue people like Aretha Franklin.
Right. I just need, right. I need to rescue myself. Thank you so much, Bunny Mom, for the $5 super. And again, here, do you all think it would have been worse if the cameras weren't? We can just stop right there. Absolutely, unequivocally. Oh yeah, it would have been so much worse. We don't even have to go to the rest of it.
Yes.
Please no. Love is seen dogging the cameras, and the behavior is still deplorable. And I think you're trying to say yuck. I agree with you 100%, Vic, to the veil. I think the cameras being there, us being the 14th juror, really helped shape this case. What do you think about that?
Echo chamber. Yeah, I agree. Can you imagine if we just heard this stuff from people coming out
that'd
the
be
courtroom?
crazy. Like in New York and Chicago where they can't have cameras and you just got to hear from the reporter, bro. That would be
right? Or federal
the worst.
courthouses typically. Yeah. Always,
That,
not typically. Yeah.
that would be terrible. Thank you, Mom D, for the $2 super sticker. No, I agree. I've said it. I think that they wanted the cameras out of there, but it's a Georgia law that the cameras are in there because I think they would have tried everything under the sun to get them out of there if they could have.
They tried it 3 times already.
Yeah, but it's a law here in Georgia that the cameras have to be on. But I'm saying if they could have, they would have jettisoned them out of there in a heartbeat.
And we would have went to sound. We would have went to visual. That's what we're gonna do.
Horrible.
Yeah, it'd have been a Viverito all over again.
And thank you so much again for the $5 super. That was 56 phone. Oh, that was 56 phones, she's saying. And telling him to go ahead and bring them boys home. Look. Who do you think do you think 56 would be the good foreman?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay, I got to hear this one.
Let him be the last one to go. Let him be the last opinion.
Really? You don't think? Wait, you don't think he would have been a good foreman to drive the whole? Really? Okay.
I believe in my heart of hearts, if he's the last one to go, he could persuade the whole entire group. Because I think the foreman personally is a people pleaser, and they take getting everybody's opinion and not really stressing their own that much. And you can disagree, but I just don't think personally that the foreman is forceful with their opinions at all. Because if I was one, I would definitely make sure I'm over aware and try not to be like, oh man, hold on. Wait, let me make sure I get y'all stuff. Because unfortunately, we do that when we're told in position, value everybody else's stuff.
Mhm.
You guys are a team and all that stuff. Yeah.
I got you. I think I would have just. I was thinking in my mind
Mhm.
that this is the one that's leading us. Like we already know where you stand. So you already know. Let's say I'm juror 56. So everybody knows where I'm standing. So I'm just going to go ahead and help everybody else sort through their feelings and whatnot, and either bring you over to this side or have you show me why you're on that side, and so I can bring you back over here. But we already kind of know. I think they needed somebody. We'll see if this takes 2 weeks, and we definitely will agree that they need a foreman to help bring them on. But if they come in there on Monday ready to go, then I think it is what it is. But I was just thinking the foreman would help bring the case, bring a little bit of clarity because the confusion that they see, what we've seen in the courtroom, can only be exacerbated in the jury deliberation room. Like, man, it's got to be crazy in there.
And
So,
it's a man, and I know this is gonna sound like super pro women, but I don't want a woman as a foreman. I'm sorry. Like, nah. Women are better at this stuff. They deal with a lot more kids and a lot more personalities. Men, we be ready to cut you off and fight you and all that stuff and leave it be. Like, I think, and they saying that the foreman is a woman, so even better. I think,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
see, I think that's the best way to go. I'm a womanist.
a
So,
woman.
and
I would have
yeah,
been politicking to be the foreman. I ain't gonna lie. I'd
I
have been
don't want to
like,
be the foreman.
I would have been like, look, I'll be the foreman. Let's get it moving. But that'd have been me. I would have been politicking to do it though. But man, that was it. Let me see. Make sure we got them all. Man, so I called you a sexist.
Coming from a man, I don't care.
Ah, oh,
So
that's right. We did hear her voice. I don't know why I keep making it a guy. You're right. You're right.
I
Juror
wouldn't say
56.
feminist, but yeah, no.
I got you. I got you. But
Because I think that word has been used in so many different ways. I'd rather create my own.
I'm with you. Totally with you. Thank you, Gail. I appreciate it. Thank you, Gail. Stopping through. Appreciate you, friend. Now, what any new projects you got going on? What you got going on? What you cooking for tomorrow's? Hold on, stop. What you cooking for tomorrow, man?
I bring the money. I don't bring I pay for the food in the house. No, I ain't cooking nothing.
Really?
No.
Oh man, I just knew you was going. I just knew you was gonna be a fried turkey. Like, yeah, I got this Cajun injected fried turkey. I'm frying. No, really. Oh,
I'm the husband that makes life easier for the wife. Like I'm one of them. I'm one of those where you gonna work part time. See, you ain't
okay,
working
okay,
full time.
okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, nah, I bring home the bacon and all that stuff. So nah. And plus I'm doing stuff around the house. It's leaves everywhere.
For
You
sure,
know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? The grass gotta get cut. It's stuff that gotta be repaired. I ain't got time to sit in no doggone kitchen. Like, nah.
Okay.
Ceddy's eating. Ceddy ain't cooking a doggone thing. I got to shower. Like I'm turning half of my house into an Airbnb. I got stuff to do. A lot of
Oh,
assemblies to go on and all that stuff. Like, nah, no.
I
Here
got
you
you.
go. Here's some money. And then but what we do have going on is $1,000 giveaway.
Okay. You said that's tomorrow, right? Or this weekend?
It's
Okay.
tomorrow. It's
Tomorrow. I
tomorrow.
love it. I love it.
Yeah. I only wish, and I don't know if I can pull it off or not. I only wish I could freaking send it through. Well, if somebody has Zelle, whoever wins, hopefully they got Zelle so they can get the money faster. Then I can just go right back to the bank and put this $1,000 away. But I didn't want to physically show $1,000. I thought that was good visuals. I don't know.
I love it.
Yeah.
What's the standard for me winning the $1,000? I want to make sure that I'm properly prepared to win the
There's
$1,000.
two ways. There's 2 ways to win. When I tell you to, it starts at the peculiar day. Hey, subscribe and be notified, obviously, but that's how you want to make sure you win. But just comment and share the videos. That's it. Ceddy, let's go on a date. You might not like the dates I go on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you might not like the dates I go on. My dates are where we sit in front of food that's been over prepared and dim lights. No, we finna go out and do something. I don't like restaurants and all that crap. Like, hey, let's go to a shooting range. I just got an Osprey 9. I got a suppressor on my gun now. You know,
nice.
that kind of stuff.
Okay,
like,
okay.
Yeah, let's
Where do you go?
Gun ranges. Any Norcross Gun Club.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have they got a lot of suppressors. They put a lot of ideas in my head. I'm from California, so certain things that I'm able to own, and plus I live in multiple states. I still live in California. I'm currently in Oklahoma right now. So yeah, I'm not in Georgia. I just left Georgia. But I was there on Monday. Yeah, I was in court on Monday for closing arguments and not top. Well, yeah, I could start doing Top Golf. It's gotten a little expensive though.
Top Golf is pricey.
Yeah, it's getting a little.
She said she's willing to learn, though. She said she's willing to learn.
Teach you. You got to put on a mask and be ready to go slide on ops. That's the best way. Get your heart pumping.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, that's how you do it. See, my thing is before we go to that gun range, we're gonna have to go ahead and run for about 2-3 miles, get a couple of push-ups in, and then you don't want to go to the gun range with me. It's a workout before you get there. Because God forbid, if you get yourself in a situation, your heart is going to be pumping. You're not going to sit there with your little thing and, bang. No, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Your heart is going to be racing. You're going to be shaky. You're going to have to rely on rudimentary tactics to get you to do certain things. So, yeah, no, that sounds good, but I'm trying to tell you. There's dates, stuff like that. There's always more to it than me style. This is the Jack in the Box that has the glitter and the lightning at the same time.
So actually, you're not the only one. She said she is from Oklahoma, raised in California. Okay.
But see, she didn't say she's in Oklahoma City though.
That's true. I see it.
See, it's what they don't say. I'll be paying attention to that.
And
look, girl didn't even say where she was at.
Say again.
I said, what is her name? The lady that was just on there take the other day.
Your date? Let's see.
She didn't even say what city she's in. See.
There she
goes.
See, Tamika, you gotta
see.
Right, so your $1,000 giveaway is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Any particular time it starts that people need to make sure they subbed and like the videos, or
I gotta do my promo voice. Hold on. Here, 9 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, so 9 o'clock Eastern, we'll have the $1,000 giveaway. That's 6 o'clock West Coast time, 8 o'clock Central time. That's like Oklahoma, Texas, even Mississippi, and half of Tennessee. Anyways, what time zone you're in. 9 o'clock East Coast, 6 o'clock West Coast, and then Mountain Time will be 7. And basically, if you've been paying attention to the channel, you already know how to do it. If you want to be a part of the next giveaway, going to be giving away Xbox, whatever the heck the new Xbox is, sitting right there, and PlayStation, whatever. I don't play video games, so yeah, I'm not hating on anybody who play video games. Ladies, please don't get mad at these fellas who play video games. Sanctimonious houses typically come in peace. And if you're sitting at home and you ain't doing nothing, he ain't doing nothing. He's not messing up. So we're doing that. We're giving that away. And yeah. And when we hit the 400K mark, We're just gonna double it up, 2,000, and then 2 more PS5s, and then after that, we'll just start giving away the amount of thousands that we have as far as subscribers go. So when we hit 1 million, we give away $10,000.
I love it, man. So how many? Let me see real quick. How many subs you got right now?
200,000, 204,000, I believe.
Hey, can I borrow 100,000 real quick? You think I got
100,000 subs?
Can I borrow 100,000 subs real quick, man?
You keep 100,000 subs.
Now come on over here and check out what we're doing over here. Let me see real quick. Yeah, man, you are crushing it, man. 204, man. Congratulations. I love it. I love it.
What?
What's that? What's
You
wrong?
gotta be kidding me.
What?
Yo. I don't know if you paid attention to this case in particular.
Which one?
Wow. They are saying that the Alec Baldwin arrest manslaughter case could go back to trial.
Why?
I don't know. That is what?
Okay, wait. The Rust trial, I thought it was. Well, I mean, it's over. Okay,
It
now I do
was mistrial
It was a mistrial,
with
right?
prejudice. But that doesn't mean you can't do it again. You have to find new evidence.
So what's the new evidence?
I don't know, but doggone what?
Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I did not know that. I guess
It just came out 30 minutes ago. So anybody saying it's old news, like this just got dropped 30 minutes ago. So
well, I guess to answer the question somebody asked earlier, what we're going to talk about after YSL, I guess they just served it up for us. Wow.
nah, I've been doing this.
Well,
Listen, I'm by the middle of next month, I'll be at 60 million views. You ain't seen 60 million hit view. I mean, you ain't seen million hit view videos from Ceddy Nash. I've been doing this for 4 years now. And yeah, we didn't just, no disrespect in how I say this, we didn't come along with the Young Thug trial at all. Like, nah, it's definitely helped, but that only gave me about 30,000 subs.
right.
So we've been up over here.
No, I'm looking forward to it. Wow. So yeah, I'm gonna have to pull this up now and look at this. The Rust trial might be making a comeback.
Yeah, but unfortunately, because you're in the rap sector, you're not gonna get the numbers. I've seen the numbers,
Right.
but still push it, still push it, still push it, still push it. Don't worry about them first day numbers. And it's crazy because I literally said in my doggone beginning video about that dang thing that, bruh, hey, this right here is, I'm sorry, this ain't a winnable case. The person who's responsible for it is in jail. The person who loaded the bullets is in jail.
Right.
Like, it's not on the. Well, that whole opening statement was just garbage. Just golly, it was garbage. They said that he was supposed to check the gun and check the bullets and make sure that they weren't real. What experience has he been trained to do that? Can you tell the difference between dummies and real ones?
Nope.
just
wow.
Oh gosh.
Well, I do want to say thank you to N-Dog for keeping the gang all jumped in. She's constantly jumping in, members. Thank you so much. If you got one of the 5 memberships that she just dropped, make sure you say thank you. And I think Jolene really exemplifies my thoughts. She says, thank you for the good conversation. I salute you. This was a great conversation, man. Ceddy, I appreciate you taking the time to rap with us and give us your insight and the such of that nature.
Thank you. Second time on the channel, man. It's pretty good this go around instead of being bunched up and acting like we don't see the jurors at a lunch table.
I know, right? That was crazy, but hey, it was worth it. Well, man, you are always welcome, man. Whenever you want to stop through or something new going on, or you want to bless your boy with $1,000, hey, let me send you my Cash App.
I got baby mamas.
My kids.
I got baby mamas and teenagers.
No.
Yeah.
Gail asked the same thing. Oh, we're gonna have to figure this out.
They're the worst.
Oh, mine are absolutely the worst.
Your kids are? Welcome to the club. Well, mine start turning 18 every year for the next 4 years starting in March. So I have an 18-year-old at 35 years old. So that'll be that. Yeah. Well, and he's black and Mexican, so hopefully he don't turn me into a grandpa before I'm 40.
Bless his heart. Nope.
What?
Hey.
How you trying to be no granddaddy before 40?
No, absolutely not.
I'm gonna have great greats out here before I even hit 80. Oh, happy birthday to my grandma. She just turned 85, man.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you for stopping by and rapping with us. If you ever want to come back through again, you know where to find us. You're always welcome. And thank you so much. I know you brought tons of the Ceddy Nash Nation over here, and I appreciate all the people.
I did.
There's a lot of Nash. I'm gonna say the Nash Nation, but they're welcome. They're welcome to come on over.
The visionaries. The visionaries. The visionaries. Yeah.
Y'all are welcome to the best super chat or live chat on the planet too. Y'all are welcome to come on over here. Absolutely. Now don't make me roll out my song. We got a theme song for the best live chat on the internet. Don't make me roll it out on you.
Roll it out, man. Go ahead. I'm gonna listen for the shadows.
Okay, just so you know. Just so
you know. Miss Mandy.
Mandy's in the building. What's happening, Mandy? How are you?
Instead of that, I have a better idea. So
what you got?
Jason just hit 30,000 subscribers. So congratulations, Jason. And the best live chat on the planet. We got together on a members only that you didn't know about, and we made something for you.
Oh gosh. Okay, what is it? Okay,
don't mind me pulling this up.
Yeah, like what was the sub count at?
30,000.
No, before I got
on. It was right below, just right a tick below.
Okay.
He hit 30,000 on the stream.
You for it. I'll blame you for it.
Right, here we go.
What in the world? That's that old microphone. Defendants again. And why do you think these men are being held without bond while others charged with RICOs in Georgia have been released?
So I've been told never to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Wait, hold on.
Here I go.
Just between me and you. Just me and you.
Yeah, just us. So the part I can say that I haven't been told to not say. In Georgia, we have these things called the IALA factors. And they are the factors that a court is supposed to look at when deciding whether someone should get bond. Okay. And those factors are the following. Is this defendant a risk of flight? In other words, is he going to return to court? Okay. 2, is this defendant a danger to reoffend? Might they go out and commit offenses? Is this defendant a danger to the community in general? Is this defendant a threat to intimidate witnesses?
Live, I just want to connect with you all and go over a couple things that from this morning's conversation that I thought were kind of pertinent, if you will. So first things first, got my mom out of the big house. We got her out of there. So she's at home now. She's on house arrest, we said. So she has to stay there. And this is Jason X coming to you live from the Little Free Library. And I got this guy on the line today. Who do I got on the line? Okay with it. I know that's not the way that law works, but Chris Rock is okay with it. And he let bygones be bygones. Will Smith apologized. As much as I don't think the man should go to jail for that. I think that's horrible. However, I would love to hear what Lisa Sharon Harper would say if he went to jail for that. Because remember, she just said that we're doing nothing. We watched in horror and we did nothing, no thing. So what would she do if they sent Rick
table of sacrament, or just? So I think that I would want to put it in that context, I guess, as opposed to.
So let's put it in that context. Sure.
As opposed to just, I guess.
And Abbott in a wheelchair drug Beto again. You know why? Because they did their jobs. Right. So if you are a GOP, I think you should take some notes and say, hey, these people hire me to do a job, to judge and every people group with such a broad stroke. No. Second of all, I would shudder to think that the Lord would deal with me the same way.
That every devil has its day.
And you'll have yours.
For evil, but God is working it out for your good.
What was good? Y'all, just for old time's sake, in the words of Freddie Jackson, go and put Vera in the chat for the last time. Let's do it.
Don't give her what she wants. What's wrong, Vera?
And you can misspell it like I just did because I was laughing too hard. We got to have a moment of silence for Vera, y'all.
What's wrong, Vera? That's it.
That picture is out of control. Well, I thank you so much, Mandy. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Whoa.
congratulations, man.
Man, appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, now the grind is to the 50. Don't even look at the 40. Look at the 50.
Absolutely, man. Well, man, as I was saying, man, Ceddy, thank you so much, man. Not only for celebrating 30,000, but for taking the time tonight to give us your insight. I appreciate it. I've enjoyed your content, and I know lots of people appreciate. I saw a lot of people excited about you coming on. I was like, this brother better get up on here. They ready to see you. I don't even know if they want to see me. They might have wanted just to see. I don't know.
Oh man, it's been an honor. It's been a blessing. Anything I could do to help, man. I love helping people that's out there trying, that's out there grinding, that's just doing it. And you know, I don't take this lightly. So I really hope that I was able to help the channel grow and help your message be refined today in ways that it wasn't yesterday. And that, you know, that we can both grow and be better at this thing that we call YouTube. And high success and much blessings to you and yours, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays, my friend. Now go out there and fry a turkey, man. Go on and do something.
That's what the money for. I'm finna call and see who's gonna do it for me. I ain't doing nothing. I'm standing in no kitchen. Nah.
Well, you can stand on the deck. Like my brisket is on the deck. I mean, I'm not gonna stand in the kitchen till tomorrow.
Nah, I gotta freaking clean my deck. I gotta get, man. Listen, the backyard got a bunch of leaves. It look like a freaking banana out there. It's yeah.
Well, get at it, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you, man. I appreciate you hanging out with. Oh, yeah, can't forget Karen Reed. That's gonna be a wild story. That's on the 27th, I think, of January.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start putting that stuff on my other channel. I wanted to start doing a Monday through Friday nightly show, called Speak on It, and then the other channel will be dedicated to interviews. Contrary to belief, I know how to be quiet and interview people.
You're doing a good job, man. I've seen you do a great job. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I think they don't understand the point of an interview is for the person who is being interviewed to talk more than the interviewee. And you're supposed to go longer so that way this video being monetized, more commercials play, more money. That's kind of how it goes. And some people, would y'all have rather I came on here and gave 3 to 4 word answers, and then that would have killed it off? And it's just understand something. You want a longer 2-hour video, especially for people who have nighttime jobs and need this live stream to kind of get through.
Yeah.
So I get the complaints, but trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Well, you got an invite to Tennessee if you want to hop over to Tennessee tomorrow.
I was just in Memphis yesterday.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite cities.
I love it.
All right, well, blessings to you, man.
Bless you, man.
To your house, and I'll catch you the next one. All right.
You got it, man. Thank you so much, friend.
Right.
Appreciate you. Great.
Yes, sir.
All right, that was brother Ceddy Nash. Thank y'all so much, man. Those are some excellent questions. I appreciate y'all stopping through tonight. Thank you for all of the support. Thank you again to N-Dug for jumping in. So many new gang members. I appreciate it. And have no fear. Have no fear. We will still be a gang after this trial is over. Because I know a lot of y'all were like worried, like, wait, what happens if they come back tonight? If the jury comes back today, are we going to still be a gang? We're going to still be a gang. And this will still be the best live chat on the internet. So thank you all so much. I appreciate you, Mama D. Thank you so much. Everybody, please have a fantastic, blessed Thanksgiving. If you're going out with family or you're staying at home with your own immediate family, you're doing Friendsgiving, going out to feed the homeless, whatever you do, enjoy yourself, be thankful, and I'll see you all real soon. Now, I will let you know, we have a special guest coming on Friday. I'll tell you tomorrow, so stay tuned. but I believe you'll have a great time. We'll be talking about the YSL trial, but that'll be great. And then I will be dropping tomorrow the closing statements. So I took the closing statements, I chopped them up, I removed some of the dead space and some of the randomness, just to get them down to the more salient points. So if you want to watch them and you didn't watch the whole thing, I'm going to be dropping those I'll probably drop them first thing in the morning. So while you're making your sweet potato pie, you can watch a couple of those. So that's for y'all as well. And I will see you all, Lord willing. I'll see y'all on Friday. Everybody, thank you so much. Grace and peace. Take care.
Yo, hit that like for a deal with Christian. Yo, for a deal with Christian. Smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it. Just smash it. Hit that like for a deal with Christian. For a deal with Christian. Smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it. Just smash it. Hit that like for a deal with Christian.